I apologize if this is all over the place. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, welcome to my channel. So today's video is going to be the story of how I found out that I was pregnant. Before we get into the day I took the test, some backstory. So my pregnancy was unplanned, a complete surprise, literally the biggest shock of my life. I had been celibate since my last relationship. Me and Colin had been together since September, October, but we didn't do the deed until February, and I got pregnant. So my last period was February 22nd. So now we are at March 16th or the 15th, and my sister's having a gender reveal party. So that being said, I was not thinking anything about pregnancy, nothing. I was getting ready for my sister's gender reveal party. The last thing on my brain was me being pregnant. It didn't even cross my mind. But that morning I was getting ready and I went to the bathroom and I wiped and I saw this pinkish, orangish thing going on in my undies. It wasn't a lot. It wasn't like blood. I don't know why I wasn't concerned about it. Like, now looking back, if I saw orange or pink in my underwear, like, girl, we got a problem. We gotta go get checked out. But I didn't think anything of it. I didn't tell Colin anything about it. Nothing. So we go to the gender reveal party. Everything is great. I have put this thing that I saw in my underwear way in the back of my head. It's like it didn't even happen. I completely forgot all about it. So now we're in like March 20th. You know? And like I said, my last period was like February 21st, 22nd, something like that. Now I'm waiting for my period to come in March. Any day now. My boobs start getting really sore. But I was like, yeah, my period's coming. Of course my boobs are gonna get sore. Along with these sore boobs, I started getting some cramps. And I'm like, yeah, this is all completely normal. Cramps and boobs hurt. That happens when your period's coming. Nothing to worry about here. It was one specific night that I was sleeping over with Colin, and we were just laying there watching a comedy special, and I felt literally what felt like being knit in the womb. It literally felt like an old lady was inside my womb, in my organs, knitting. Just sewing away in there. I don't know what it is, but when I felt this old lady knitting in my organs, I was like, oh, my body might be doing something. So I still didn't give that any thought, really. I was just like, nah, nah, maybe, but probably not. I brushed off the cramps that I was feeling. I brushed off my boobs hurting. I was like, my period is on its way, and that's why I'm feeling all this. It is now March 27th, and I don't have my period, and there's only but a few more days left in March before that's a month without a period. I had this thought in my head of like, just tell them that you think you're pregnant. Tell them like, let's go get a pregnancy test. And I was like, no! Because if that's negative, I am not about to be that girl. I did not want to be that girl that's like, babe, I think I might be pregnant. So I'm 23 years old. I've obviously thought I was pregnant before in the past, and I've told like my friends and family, like, oh, I think I might be pregnant. I'm gonna go get a pregnancy test. Like, oh no, I wasn't. Like, whatever. I didn't want to be that girl this time. I didn't tell not a soul. I didn't tell my sisters. I didn't tell my mom. I didn't tell anybody that I thought I was pregnant. Not happening. No way. Especially was not about to tell Colin that. No way. It wasn't happening. So, March 28th, I woke up in the morning and I was so tired and so sick that I had to lay back down, which is not like me. Usually I wake up in the morning, I pee, and then I'm up. I can't go back to sleep. So I was like, okay, I should probably get a test. Went to the dollar store, got my snacks, and I chickened out of buying a test. And I was like, okay, I'll just do it tomorrow. So March 29th, I woke up in the morning, Colin went off to work, and I went back to the dollar store. And this time, I bought 2 pregnancy tests. Bonus fact, for March 29th. It was my first day at a new job. So I get back to the house. I still have a couple hours before I have to get ready for work, and I decide I'm gonna pee on this stick. Let me just get it out of the way so I'm not thinking about it all day at my new job. By now, it's been a month since I've had a period, so if I'm pregnant, I'm pregnant, and if I'm not, I need to go get checked out because I should be having a period. I recorded myself taking the test with no thought whatsoever that it was gonna come out positive. And I won't include the whole clip because let's just say I freaked out. I peed in a cup, and then I got the little dropper from this dollar store test, and I put 4 little drops on the test. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it starts going across, and the test line comes up before the control line. At this point, I'm like looking at the box, like, what does that mean? Like, maybe I got a faulty test. In such denial. What does this fucking say? The test line is up, and it's bold, and it's there, and there's no denying that that test line is there. But I was like, maybe the control line won't come up. And it does. Oh, oh no! Oh no! And I start freaking out. Oh no! Oh yeah. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! 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 Oh! No! And at this point, it didn't set in, like, I'm pregnant. I was just in complete denial. Like, I was like, that test went across way too fast. There's no way. There's no way. I took that test, and then I called my sister. And I was like, can you keep a secret? And I showed her the pregnancy test, and she was like, I knew it! My sister joked with me when I told her that, like, because you know when you start dating somebody new and then you guys finally, like, do the deed, you tell your best friend about it. I told my sister about it, and she was like, I knew it! I knew you were gonna get pregnant! I was like, okay, well, don't tell anybody. I don't believe this test. I'm just gonna go to work, and then when I get home from work, I'm gonna take the other one. Maybe this was a faulty test. So once again, I bring out one of these tests, I pee in a cup, and I think I put like 6 drops on this test. I don't know why I put so many, but I was just like in a rush for it to like go over. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Got it in there, right? Okay. Needless to say, the same exact thing happens. Only difference was this time, the test line came up before the control line once again, but it wasn't as bold. So I was like, oh, I don't know if it's actually positive though, because it was way more bold this morning, and you know, so maybe. This morning the test line was like way darker than the control line, and now it's not, so I don't know. Once again, in complete denial. I guess the first test wasn't faulty. Maybe they both were. Once again, I reached out to my sister and I was like, okay, so the other one is positive too. So how do I tell him? Do I tell him? What if I just don't tell him? And she's like, no, you need to tell him, and you need to tell him today. On my way over to Colin's, I stopped at the dollar store and I picked up 2 or 3 more pregnancy tests. I literally bought them out. Like, I bought 2 that morning, and then I bought 3 more, and there was no more left for anybody to buy. So, sorry if you tried to buy a pregnancy test on the 29th of March. I probably bought them all. I get to Colin's, and the funniest part about this whole thing is we had gotten in, like, our first really bad argument the day before, and I kind of knew that something was up then too, because I was really emotional over this, and usually I'm a pretty mellow person, but I was like crying and like, I don't know, just really not acting like myself. It wasn't even really a fight, it was just me being over emotional. So when I showed up there, he could kind of tell something was off, so he just thought that I was gonna argue with him again. And I just literally dropped to the ground and covered my face, and I was just laughing uncontrollably. Definitely not any indication that somebody's gonna tell you that they're pregnant if they're laughing uncontrollably, covering their face on the floor. But that's exactly what it was. I didn't know how he was gonna react. I didn't know what was gonna happen next, so I just laughed. I was so nervous that I was just laughing. He gets annoyed, and he's like, alright, whatever. So he goes out to the patio, and he smokes a cigarette. While he's out there smoking a cigarette, I'm trying to like set up my camera so that I can record his reaction of telling him that I'm pregnant. But he walked back in while I was setting up the camera, and he was like, so are you gonna tell me?
Are you gonna tell me?
Yes. And I shut the video off, scared as what. So he's sitting in this computer chair in front of me, and I'm sitting on his bed, and I have my hands closed, like I have something in my hands. And he's like, what is it? Like, just tell me. Just tell me. And I didn't even say a word. I just went, and I handed him 2 positive pregnancy tests in his hand. And he just kind of looked for a second and was like, oh, shit. Yeah. And then he took a shot of whiskey, and then we just kind of... I was still in denial at this point. Like, I was still like, yeah, but you know, it could be wrong, or it could be like a food baby or something. Like, I'm just gonna like test over the next couple days and see what happens. And I ended up taking 3 more pregnancy tests when I was over there, because I took one initially to show him like, hey, I'm not fucking around with you. Like, he didn't think I was, but I just, you know what I mean? If I was a guy, I would want to see a test taken in front of me. So that's what I did. Put my pee on the stick, and while it was going across, I brought it over for him to see and like watch it go over. He called one of his friends and pretty much told him, and I was like really upset because like I didn't want to believe it, and he's like telling his friends, and I'm still like, no, no way. And I ended up calling the doctor like the next week. I set up an appointment, got it confirmed, and here I am, 22 weeks pregnant. That's the story of how I found out that I was pregnant. Completely shocking, completely surprised, and literally the biggest shock of my life. But I hope that this video was entertaining for you guys. I hope that you enjoyed, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!